Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. I did say recently that I was going to get out and do some more barbel fishing, and that's what I'm out doing today. I'm after some berties, Prince of the River, on a local stretch of my local river. Some massive weed clumps coming down today. It's going to really affect me, but we'll see how we get on. Anyway, let's go through the rig that I'm using today. It's very simple, you've seen it a million times on the channel. For those guys who have joined the channel and have not seen me show this rig before, here it is. I'm actually fishing heavier than I would do normally at the minute. I mean, the water's super shallow, but there's loads of like hordes of weed coming down. So I'm currently starting off with 8-pound main line down to an 8-pound hook length. Yeah, normally you go for a lighter hook length, wouldn't you? But I want to fish just basically as heavy as what I'd like to be able to get away with on this river. I don't really like using main line bigger than 8-pound, and I'd never use a hook length really heavier than 8-pound on here, unless it was massively in flood. Because it is just so shallow, you don't really need it unless you're fishing an incredibly snaggy swim. So what we've got is an 8-pound hook length down to a size 8 hook, and on that I'm going to be having double hair rigged 8mm garlic pellets. Now these are garlic pellets from Dynamite Baits, the same tub that I've been using for years, to the point that the lid on the tub is actually all rubbed away now. Fantastic baits for barbel, one of my favourites. Like I say, 8mm, perfect size. I'll start off with 2, and if the fish starts to feel pressured and I'm struggling to get a bite, I'll move down to 1 pellet on a size 12 hook, and I might go down to a 6-pound hook length. That's if the fish get a bit shy. Normally if you play them nice and light, you can easily get them out of the snags with that kind of pressure. Also, I'm in chest waders, so if I was to get a fish snagged up on far bank, I can always just wade out and get it out from the snags. Like I say, it's not much deeper than 3 foot right in the centre of the river here. So the hook length is tied to a swivel via a loop knot, and then that swivel on the opposite end is attached to my main line, and then to that I have a buffer bead that comes down and over the swivel, which stops it from getting too much weed wrapped around it, and also protects it for when that lead comes down. It hits up against the buffer bead and don't get tangling up over the swivel. And then I've just got a 3/4 of an ounce lead. Could go heavier. If I go heavier, it means I can keep it out in the water longer when the weed hits it. But all the weed does is bow your line massively anyway in the swim and spooks the fish off, or at least that's what I found in the clear water anyway that I fish here. So light or late, don't matter. If I'm getting bumped by weed, I can always reel it in, just keep recasting. It's a light lead, it's not going to be causing too much disturbance. Like I say, 3/4 of an ounce. I only ever really go up to about 2 ounce at the very highest, and that's when it's in flood, to be fair. And if the weed's really bothering me, what I'll do is just go to free lining a bait. One of the best ways for it. Rolling a pellet along the bottom. I've got with me what I've dropped on the floor. Some halibut pellets, look. Just 4mm and 6mm mixed up. They're what I'm feeding into the swim, and then I'm fishing the halibut pellet on a hair rig on the hook. Like I say, I'll start off with 2 on there, and if I start to feel the fish are getting finicky or difficult to get a bite from, I'll move down to a single one. Basically, I'm matching the feed that I'm putting in. Lots of people will feed pellets or hemp and castor, and then they'll fish a boilie over the top, or a 16mm pellet. But with my local river, seeing as there isn't too many small fish that are going to be pestering it or that like to go for the pellets, fishing a bait that is almost the same size as the feed that goes in is going to give the fish the most confidence to come over and take your bait. I mean, if it's feeding on the bait down there already and it comes across it, it's going to be no different to the feed it's already taken. Can't be spooked off because it's too big or a different shape to the feed it's feeding on. Because we all know fish aren't as dumb as we make them out to be, and they can get spooked off by the silliest of things. So that's it, simple as that. Time to get fishing, get cracked on. I can already see barbel feeding in my swim. I've been chucking in sort of pinches of like, I don't know, 10-15 pellets every now and again, just chucking them into the swim, and I can already see fish moving around in the middle channel. So I'll get this lead out there. I've got an underwater camera out there at the minute, which is hopefully going to get some shots if I manage to get a hook up in front of the camera. It's only got about an hour record time though, so I don't expect to be getting absolutely everything on camera. So let's crack on, let's see what we can do. Fingers crossed I'll get some fish. Let's get cast out. Beautiful fish. Probably around the £5 mark. That was nailed on 2 garlic pellets from Dynamite Baits. I've had them pellets for about 2 years now. Hook baits, hair rigged on. Awesome fish. Wicked fight. Let's get him one more rest and then we'll get him back. Remember to always rest your barbel for a good amount of time before you let him go. You don't want him to go belly up. Let's put him back. In the time that I've had this fish rested in the net, I've re-rigged my rod. By re-rigged I just mean put some more bait on the hair, cast out into the swim, so he's had a bit of time to rest. I don't think I need to hold the wrist of its tail because it's very, very lively now. See what I mean? He's ready. That's what you want. You need him to be really raring and ready to go. Whoa! Whoa! Fish on! Is the camera on? Oh, I saw that bite about to happen and I quickly switched the camera on in. I should have been paying more attention. This fish, I just realised, has actually got someone else's hook in its dorsal fin. I'll take that out now. It's a big hook, maybe like, it's barbed as well. Size 6 or size 4, a lot bigger than what I use. I'll chuck it in. Right. So obviously this fish has snapped someone off before when it was foul hooked. Beautiful fish, great condition. Put up an amazing fight, wicked fish as well. All on them pellets, those garlic pellets. Awesome fish. We'll get him well rested and get him back. Yes. Go on. We got one. It's only a small one. Stuck in the stream a week. Go downstream and come back up. Little fella. It's only a few pound. Oh, and he came shooting into the net. See where he's hooked. Right on the front of his lip, look, right in the corner. Awesome. Only a little guy. Oh, he managed to slip the hook out. Forgot to mention, but I always use barbless. I always have done when I've been barbel fishing all my life. Right, only a little guy, but he's presenting himself well, isn't he? Got a dorsal fin. Only a fish of a few pound. Fantastic scrap. They always are, aren't they? Little barbel. Absolutely amazing little fish. Proper aggressive little guy. Let's get him back. It's probably a male. You know what male fish are like 10. Just absolutely fight like stink. Let's get him back. Just feeding. So while he's in the net, having a little break, I'm going to have another couple of casts out and see if I can get another one. Be nice getting two on the bank, wouldn't it? It's funny, there's some chub upstream which aren't coming down to where the barbel are feeding. I might have a cast for them actually. There we go. Look at that. First cast for the chub. Absolutely nailed it. On the drop as well. Come on fella, it's not a small one either. Trying to keep him away from where the barbel have been feeding. Not a bad fish at all. Pike. Oh yeah, I've still got my barbel in a minute, I forgot. Look at that pike. Whoa! Whoa! Pike jumped in my net! To get the barbel that was in there. Oh boy. I've got to get this chub in there now. It's going to be a really weird trio of fish in my net. Look at that chub! Massive chub. Double figure pike and a barbel all in the same net. Let's get the hook out of this chub. Lovely chubbly. That hook's out. Let's take a look at my trio of fish. Oh, the pike jumped out. As fast as he jumped in, he jumped out. Never mind. Bye bye. Nice low double figure fish. Probably about 11 pounds, something like that. Good condition though. And look at that, beautiful net of chub. It's weird when the chub's bigger than the barbel, isn't it? Let's take a look. Just had a clonking chub. Didn't know how big it is. Probably about 4.5, something like that. Got some damage to its fin there. Don't know if that's a previous pike attack. The pike that just followed these fish in. Didn't manage to attack the chub, but it did go for the barbel and jumped straight in my net and jumped out just as fast as it went in. It's a real fat chub. I might weigh it. I don't know if I've got my scales or not. I couldn't find them at home. So they might be in my bag. It's a proper solid 4.5, between 4.5 and 5 pound anyway. Beautiful fish. And got a barbel in the net as well. Let's get them both back. More difficult because it means they're going to be a little bit easier to spook. It means I'm just going to be an absolute idiot at casting. Oh, cast it behind him. Oh no, there's fish behind. We're good. Come on. Yes! Yes! Oh, big clump of weed coming down. Got to avoid that. Got to play this fish really oddly. It's a bigger one. Oh, he's putting up a right fight. I saw this fish rushing out of the swim, shaking its head, and my line go pulling behind it. And I knew it was on the end. pike keeps away. Go straight into the net. Don't have another run, because sometimes the runners are coming towards the net. Oh, he's a good size one as well. I can't tell whether that's a carp or a barbel. Jesus Christ. That is so fat. Oh, I haven't got any scales with me. I wish I could weigh that one. That one's big chungus, that one. Let's have a look where that hook hold is. As always, right in the corner of the lip. It's a size 12 hook, you don't need big hooks for barbel. I don't really go much bigger than a size 8, and that's if I'm fishing double baits. Let's take a look at him. This one is so fat. It's like a commercial carp. I've never had a barbel so fat before, but it's so short. Look at that fish. Are you kidding me? It's huge. It's such a short fish, it should probably only be about £6. God. Yeah, this one's definitely big chungus. Man, it's a fat fish. Big old butterball. I'll try and roll it so you can kind of get an idea. Look how fat it is. Look how fat it is. It's huge. Anyway, let's get him rested and get him back. Super healthy fish. You can tell that one's been eating all the pellets that people have been chucking in down here. Because it is fatty, 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 fatty. Hello, big chungus. So thank you guys for watching. I've had an amazing session, especially with big chungus. That barbel was huge. It wasn't great in sort of size, or it wasn't huge in weight, but for the size it was and for how fat it was, that was just a monstrously fat barbel. Never had one that fat out of this local river anyway. Let's just tilt the camera back to being the right way up. There we go. So don't forget to subscribe if you want to, because about 70% of you guys watching haven't subscribed yet. If you like this video, leave a comment if you enjoyed it or not. Tell me what you want to see next, any more underwater stuff, because that was a wicked underwater take I got, and I won't mind getting out and doing some more of that. And